that you are seeing in this movie. How many times you think something is going to happen in a certain way, and the writers of that movie have changed it. They surprise you with what is happening at that moment. That is where you all are, through the twists and the turns, here and there. Never knowing for sure how the next moment is going to play out, but you are only sure that the next moment will play out. And you will arrive at that next moment, and that next moment, and the next moment. Always finding yourself more and more, though, being in the moment. Because if you are in the moment, then you are not in the past. You are not holding on to the past. You are not clinging to the past. As so many of your friends and family cling to the past. How often do they bring up the past and the sins of the past? But you, those of you know, do not hold on to that past. Do not cling to it. Rather, be in the moment and be expectant of the future. Be ready for the future. For know that in each and every moment that you are creating that very future. And you as a group together are creating the future that you are all looking toward. You as a group and all of the other many groups that gather together such as yours and bring about these changes through their imagination, through their visualization, through their intention to bring about the changes that are needed, the changes that are desired to be in the planet, to bring about this new golden age that has been spoken of so many times. Can you imagine what that golden age actually will be like? And as you are creating that right now, you are bringing that into existence. And the more and more that you know that, the more and more that you know the power that you have within you, when you imagine the future that you want, the power that you have to create that very future. Because every time you have that thought of that golden age, that thought goes into the collective consciousness, into the quantum grid, and is picked up by more and more people as they imagine what the future could be like. And as they imagine what it will be like, then they send that out into the quantum grid, the Christ consciousness grid as well. And the next one picks it up, and the next one, and the next one, and so on and so on. And that is how much power your very thoughts have in bringing this about. So know that each and every moment when you have a thought and you voice that thought, that is action. That is bringing that thought into action. And as that thought then goes out, it reverberates across the consciousness grid. And as it reverberates across the consciousness grid, more and more people are able to pick up that thought. Think about how an invention happens. All of the many inventions that have happened leading up to this point now. And how one person had a thought, oh, wouldn't this be better to do it this way? And that thought goes out and someone else picks it up and takes it and begins to run with it. Perhaps someone with the knowledge of bringing that thought into existence. And then the next thing you know, a new invention. Think how the idea of flight happened. Think about all the many inventions that have happened throughout the planet, throughout the years, and how it all began with a single thought. That is how much power you have with your thoughts. I am Sananda, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness. And that you continue to realize just how much power you have in each and every moment moving forward. Om Mani Padme Hum Ma. Om Mani Padme Hum Ma. Om Ma. Om. Greetings to one who serves here. And we are ready to assist you in your questions if you have them. Would there be questions here for one who serves?
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are we still seeing so many commercials on Walt Disney World and Walmart?
We would expand that to all of the many commercials about the medical industry and the pharmaceutical drugs and all of these things that are still being shown on your TV stations, in your media, and all of this. And why is that happening? It is happening because it is still being allowed to happen, you see? As the forces of darkness are still in control of much of your media at this point, then this still happens. And think about the money that is generated by these pharmaceutical companies and their drug ads and all of these things, and those things that you mentioned as well. You see, if the money is still there and people are still needing to have that money, that financial freedom, that financial security, then this will continue. But it will take a consciousness effort across the planet to bring this change about. But also know that these ads only happen in this country and perhaps one or two other countries. These ads are not allowed to be in other countries at this point. So just to know that it is changing, it is shifting, and is going to continue to shift. And pretty soon you will find that those ads that have been there, that continual bombardment of these ideas to the general population will be extinguished here. It is coming closer and closer to where your White Hat Alliance operation takes over the media entirely. I hope this answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Would there be other questions here?
Yes, this
I have
is
a
Linda.
question.
Oh. Yes.
Go ahead, Linda.
All right, thank you, dear. I would like more guidance, and with that meditation that I had of all of us being together, touching the crystalline energetic structure for world peace. Is there and through the instruction of Sananda, we've just heard about magnifying these things and setting intention. But is there a particular area that needs the attention of this group to accelerate the healing energy that a particular country or continent might need? Thank you.
We will say here, as an individual or as a group, you can sort of crystallize your efforts into certain areas, if you wish, that you find have more of the darkness than others, or you can simply do it as a whole in terms of across the entire planet. That is up to you. We do not have guidance about that directly. That comes from within you in your use of intentions when you are doing these meditations, you see?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And the other question here?
Yeah, and I have a question along the same lines of that you were talking about before. Has Trump taken away the lobbyists? They seem like the lobbyists were always kind of propagandists too, that did a lot of damage to our what we found is important. Did he take away the people that can lobby?
We will say here, not so much taken away, but very much diminished here. Those that have had power over the federal government at this point do not have that say in it anymore. So that has changed quite drastically here, we're finding, and is going to continue to do so, because the current administration is not paying as much attention to those very lobbyists as you are speaking. Even though they bring in a great deal of money, you'll find that that is no longer needed or even wanted at this point.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Would there be other questions here before we release channel?
Yes, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Can you bring light about the population in the inner Earth, and if we can visit them one day?
You're speaking of the Agarthan network below the Earth, and whether you use the term light. We did not understand what you were referring to.
No, just I want you to bring light about this topic, about inner Earth and their population.
Oh, we see now. Bring light to it in terms of bring understanding to it as to whether or not you are going to meet them in the times ahead. And we will say that is very much of an affirmative here. As the changes continue on, the transition continues on, and you move to a point where the population of the planet realizes that fully that they are not alone in the universe. And when that happens, you will also become aware, the population now we are speaking of, the general population, will become aware of those within the inner Earth as well, as they are also from the stars. And they will be revealed at various points. It will happen, though, as we're finding it now, in pockets across the planet, rather than a full-scale revealing at this point. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes. Any further questions here?
I have one.
Yes.
I know you want all of us to be, quote, surprised about things that are going to happen, and that's why you don't tell us about them. But I'm just wondering if the big event that you've been talking about, if that's going to happen sometime this year, which we only have about a month to go. Just wondering.
When you are speaking of the big event, are you talking about the solar flash?
It could be. I'm not sure. I just know that I've been hearing that the event is going to be something that nobody can imagine yet.
That is correct. And we will say here that to give a time frame is not possible at this point. We know you want one, but we cannot give that at this point. But we can say that various things that are happening across the planet are leading more and more to that very event that you are speaking of. But also understand that it is not one big event, rather it is a series of events that will lead to a much larger event. That is all we can say at this point. Would there be any further questions here before we release chat?
Yes.
I have been rereading the Abraham Hicks. What? Mama, I'm on the phone, honey. My mother. I've been rereading the Abraham Hicks books in my channel, and it occurred to me, because the Abraham Hicks is a collective of individuals. Are they, number one, I was wondering if Abraham refers to the biblical Abraham, perhaps, and also number two, is that the same collective as One Who Serves, and maybe you just changed your title, or is it a different collective?
They are different collectives, certainly.
Can you tell me if the Abraham refers to the Abraham in the Bible?
We can tell you that there is a connection, but not what you are directly thinking of here at this point. Or there was Abraham in this sense before that Abraham.
Oh, see, okay. Thank you. Awesome.
Yes. Any further question now? Then we are ready to release channel, and we just say, as we say each time, it seems more and more, understand, just as Sananda gave here, that the power that you have within you is great. And the more and more that you realize just how much power your very words and then your actions have, go a long, long way to raising consciousness across the planet. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.